This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Friday night NBL hoops. I'd love to say we've got a blockbuster, but the way the Illawarra Hawks have been going, 2-19. Everyone wants to talk about how bad the Bullets are going. The Hawks have lost 9 straight. Cairns, they're at the other end of the ladder. They are playing well. They're a deep squad, particularly with the resurgence of McCall. Let's look at a little same-game multi. Just a little two-legger, just a little simple one here. Cairns will win this big. They'll probably win by 20 plus, but we'll take them in the big win, little win. And DJ Hogue, he strokes the rock as good as anyone in the NBL. Enjoy the game and gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control, gamble responsibly.
The loss of superstar Keanu Pinder was expected by many to be the beginning of the end for the Cairns Taipans. But simply put, they have not missed a beat without him. They have won 4 in a row. They sit second on the table, and they are one of the hottest teams in the competition. They take on an Illawarra Hawks outfit who are 2-19 on the season. And yes, that record doesn't sound great, but they have been ultra competitive in a lot of those losses as well. The Taipans on the road towards securing a top 2 position play host to the Illawarra Hawks tonight at the Cairns Convention Centre in far north Queensland. Hello and welcome. So good to have your company for Friday Night Hoops. Jack Heverin joined alongside former MVP of this competition, Corey Homicide Williams, and of course the GOAT, Andrew Gaze. And well, the Taipans, you can't fault them the way they've gone in recent times.
No, not at all. And this is a game that on paper you think, well, this is a tick-the-box type situation for them. But if they do that, they're going to get caught out. If we take a look at the ladder, the Sydney Kings, they've been sensational all season. And the Cairns Taipans, one of the genuine surprise packets of the season, 14-7, who would have thought? And then it's a real dogfight to make the playoffs. And the Illawarra Hawks, they're sitting last, but right now, you would fear them coming into the venue a little bit more than you would the Brisbane Bullets.
Corey, welcome to you. Great to have you with us for Friday Night Hoops. I know you spoke about this on Overtime during the week, about the way that Cairns have coped without Keanu Pinder.
I have been thoroughly impressed. Everybody has stepped up. They're getting it done by committee. But to McCall, that man on screen, as you can see the numbers against the Phoenix, 24 points, 4 dimes. And he's been leading from the front. I mean, and he's not doing it by himself. Everybody stepped up. I really thought they were going to struggle when Keanu Pinder went down. I'm pretty sure we all thought the same thing. But that trio right there, McCall, Scott, and Hogue, have stepped up tremendously and have not yet lost. They haven't lost yet.
Well, that's right, and they've got a nice little support cast around them. They're getting good value out of Ben Air, Jonah Antonio, and of course Wardenberg. I think he's Rookie of the Year. But when we look at these 3 players that you speak about, Hogue, Scott, and McCall, look at this nice even spread in both points, assists, and rebounds. So they're getting it done in a variety of different ways, but nicely from each and every one of them.
And there is DJ Hogue. There's his numbers across the season, 17 and 5.5 per game. Top 5 in the competition at 3 points made, and top 3 in the competition for block shots. So it shows you that he works hard at both ends of the floor. Corey, to the Illawarra Hawks. There's their first-year coach, Jacob Jackomas. The win-loss record we've spoken about. We don't need to harp on about it. Been a really tough first year for him, but it could have been a whole lot different. Look at all these close games.
I mean, look, no one wants to finish last, but somebody has to. And this is a team, they've been fighting. Look how many single-digit losses they've had. A lot of times on Twitter, you've seen Tyler Harvey say, we're so close, we're so close. That shows you how close they really are. Those games could have gone either way.
They played on Tuesday against the Jack Jumpers, and again, another close one. Went down by 3. Sam Froling, the shining light, Drew. 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 dimes.
And you forget how young he is. He's only 22 years of age, I think it is, and he's still got a long career and a lot to learn. But he has had to deal as the captain of the team with a lot of adversity, leading with his performance on the court, and I'm sure he's had to do a bit of heavy lifting off it as well to keep this group together, given just the unfortunate, incredible bad luck that they've had with the injuries to their, in particular to their imports. But you see his length, you see his versatility, and he's doing well alongside this guy, Tyler Harvey.
He's shooting the ball really well, Corey. 10 of 19 last 2 games from outside.
And that's the Tyler Harvey we know. He's such a threat. You step on the court, he can hit you from anywhere. Once he crosses half court, that man is a threat. It's great to see him in form. It's been tough, though. because all of his teammates, the imports, have all been injured.
Yeah.
It's not how they designed it at the start of the season, no question about that. We've got an all-star lineup tonight, and that includes courtside of the Cairns Convention Centre, three-time WNBL champion, former captain of Australia, by far the classiest person in this commentary team tonight. Jenna O'Haig, welcome, Jenna.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Pre-game, I had a really great chat with Coach Jacob and the GM, Maddie Campbell, and the morale within the Hawks is really quite good. They want to look in the mirror after every game and be able to be proud of themselves with the way that they played, both themselves, their fans, and their sponsors. I think with so many close games, as you just mentioned in the opener, I think a win is really close. They've got a lot of young guys who are getting a lot of opportunity, who are learning really quickly, and I think that win is close. Ooh. Do we think it's tonight, gents?
It very well could be. Thank you, Jenna. Champion starting five for the Cairns Taipans has been pretty well unchanged in recent weeks, and for the Illawarra Hawks, well, their champion starting five, unfortunately, has changed a lot over the course of this season.
Well, it certainly has, and you know, they would never have thought at this stage of the season that Lockie Denton, Juanis Flocka-Bullock, would be starting, but that's such as the circumstance. You know, these circumstances, opportunity, and they really seem to be embracing it.
Friday night hoops at the Cairns Convention Centre. All part of round 15 in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Taipans are in possession first. Exactly got away to fast starts this year. That's a fast start. A bucket in the first 14 seconds.
That's just great execution in the half-court offense. They know and understand this is a danger game. And the form that they're playing in, for them to continue that form, they have to capitalize early in this game. You can see the gentleman that, you know, was in contention for MVP, and obviously what hurt him is he's injured. So due to the fact of the amount of games he's going to miss, it's going to be super tough for him to be in that conversation.
Well, if the Illawarra Hawks are going to cause an upset, they need to do better than that. Just an offensive rebound off a free throw for a relatively easy putback. They got to get it done on the defensive end. They play a quick brand of basketball, then offensively their percentages and numbers on the offensive end have been down as, and they need to hit buckets, but they got to find a way to slow down this Cairns team.
McCall off the front of the iron. Third time they've played this season. In round 10, they played a double overtime thriller. The Taipans won by one. It's Harvey with the first points for Illawarra. Round 13, it was a 10-point win to the Taipans in this venue.
Tyler Harvey's so tough, he can shoot the three, and once he turns the corner going left to that middle, that's a bucket.
Going through to McCall early. Nice look for Hogue. Got it.
The reason that is perfect execution is they ran the exact same play the first play of the game. The Illawarra Hawks do a better job of pushing him off the box, and they don't get the easy one. But then the next phase of that, after they do it, is the around the perimeter for the screen, and Hogue knocks down the three ball. Excellent execution and strategy to go back to the same play.
Foley kicks it out for Lockie Dent. Look how quickly Cairns want to get that ball to the other end.
Timeout, coach.
Shannon Scott for three.
He better get one, because this thing is going to get ugly quick.
Well, they play fast. Even when they got down, and this is what the Cairns Taipans have been doing all season. They play fast, they're prepared to take the early shot. And even when they got down by double digits early on against the Phoenix, they doubled down on playing fast and even played faster.
This pass, Hogue inside for McCall. Let's take a look at the Amy replay. It's all Cairns so far.
So early on they had the one for McCall down low. That time Illawarra take it away. The defense adjusts so they get the three ball, and then in transition, you better pick up and have your pickup points a lot earlier than that, because if they coming down, they're letting it fly, and if they get hot, it's good night.
What is it?
2 shots.
Good night. Bonne notte.
Bonne notte. Bon nuit.
And all the other ways to say it.
Taipans by 9 early in this one. Hashtag NBL23 to join us on Twitter, social media across the night. Mango Mathiang subbed in for some early minutes. He and Froling out there together. Will Hickey also into the game for the Hawks. Here he is. Career high, 14 points, no played in round 13. That's a wild one. Greta, nice hustle. Comes up with a loose ball.
Greta's done a good job hustling.
Well, it is, and the shot clock was clearly running down, and he got in the right spot. With a team that wants to run so quick, that you can get a little bit edgy as far as leaking out early. So the O boards can sometimes, not always, certainly without Keanu Pinder in there, it can be a little easier to get the O boards. Took advantage of it on that occasion.
Hogue walks into the three. That's his second.
He's just in a groove. Easy press break with the pass. Wide open three-ball bucket. They are in a groove.
I'm not sure why you're pressing, extending the defense. If anything, when you're up against a team that can run better than you can,
You want to get back fast.
you want to slow it down, pack it in, contest the three-point line, and instead they decide to spread it out for whatever reason.
Hogue stepping back. Froling closes out a little harder this time. Shannon Scott steps back. Everyone's having a ping early in this game. 14-4 at the Cairns Convention Centre. Fast start for the second place Taipans. Shot clock at 5 for Harvey. Still a long way from the cup. And Mathiang turns it over. Tajir McCall in the open court.
He might have got away with a little sneaky one after he picked it up.
Oh, he definitely got away with it.
Little NBA-type rules on the... And here's the extended defense that I was talking about. You get it over the front line, and then they get into exactly what they want to get into, and that is early, wide-open threes, and they're going to knock it down and...
Count them.
1, 2, 3.
Four.
There was definitely 3, possibly 4.
16-4. The Taipans have completely grabbed control of this game early. And earlier today, Jenna O'Haye caught up with Taj McCall and spoke about the absence of their star, Keanu Pinder.
4 straight wins without your starting big man. Do you feel like your team is playing differently without KP?
Yeah, of course. He's a big part of our offense and our team on defense. So you got to switch some things around and kind of make up for what we're missing with him. But we got a deep team, so, I mean, I went out. It's been a Shannon. It's been a couple people out, and somebody steps up all the time. So our team just keep rolling.
I feel like for you personally, there's a bit more room for you to create an attack with KP missing.
Yeah, of course. That's like taking an MVP out of it. You're going to get more shots and more opportunities to attack, but we miss him. Can't replace him. We want him back as fast as possible, but, yeah, it's a bit more room.
And do we know when he's going to be back? Can you give us any insight on that?
Nah, I don't even know. Honestly, I can't even tell you.
Well, he's been very good, McCall, and I think he's right. With he's not in there, and of course you want to have him back, but what it has opened up is that lane, that driving lane. You know, Tajir McCall was talking more about the number of shots and the opportunity, the touches he might get with him not there, but it also just the way in which the lane opens up, because you haven't got that dominant force, that roller going to the rim every single time, and he does a great job, as he should.
Ben Aaron for his first minutes of the night for Cairns. Young Will Hickey. Slick hands. They've got all the answers, the Taipans. Call at the top. Gets downhill. Great take. Doesn't get the finish, though. Nice challenge from Mathiang at the rim. And Rita at the other end, blocked by Hogue.
Great rim protection by Hogan. Easy outlet pass for another dunk for Tajir McCall.
He got lucky there. He didn't put.
He didn't walk that one.
He didn't put the Jets on to get back on D. That's for sure.
I actually think you might have got lucky because if Copes was sitting in that chair tonight,
right,
you know what he'd say.
But, hey, it's all about...
He'd say that was you.
True. But what it is smart heads-up play. Have faith in your teammates. Get the cheapie. So here it is. Here's the block. And McCall doesn't cross the centre line in his effort to give back. And nothing... Hey, you've got to read the circumstance. You read the play. And every now and again you get away with a little cheap one out the back.
Let's get courtside to Jenna O'Hay.
Yeah, I was just in the Hawks timeout, and Jacob was very passionate in that timeout. He said this is going to be the hardest thing they're going to have to do all season to get this margin back. It's the easiest thing to quit. It's the hardest thing to fight, and it all starts at the defensive end.
Well, spot on. Yeah. You need that energy and effort to try and take away some of this offense. And the Cairns Taipans, you know, they're up to 88 points a game. They shoot at a pretty good clip, particularly from the three-point line. They take a lot of threes. Almost half their shots in this one already have come from the three-point line.
Jarek in as well, so shooters all over the floor.
That is
pass. Davey had his shot changed.
And that's better defense by Illawarra, that possession.
Rita into the basket, scores and one.
And it starts on the defensive end. You get a stop, you play them aggressive, make them make 5-6 passes, contest them at the rim, rebound, and push. Great job on the defensive end.
And right here, if you take out Hogue, and I say this with a great respect and admiration and compliment to the Cairns Taipans, you've got a team that...
They are small.
This is small, and this is a high-quality NBL1 roster that they've got here. They're now getting an opportunity to prove themselves at this level and getting some playing time, which you don't see a lot of with these so many on the floor at the same time.
Hickey's into the paint, and that drops as well. All of a sudden, it's back to 8.
And maybe you won't see it on there for too much longer, but it's fantastic that you've got a franchise that's sitting in second place that has the ability to give exposure and opportunity to these young Australian guys to get some quality time on the floor.
They have maximized their budget and have gotten great value for dollar with these players. Giving them an opportunity, you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Ford for believing in these players. So hard to get opportunity on this level when you don't have the big name or rep, and these guys are coming in and playing well. They're in second place.
Yeah, that's right.
This is not a fluke.
This is a team that finished 9-19 last season. A huge turnaround for them. Davey with his first points of the game.
Absolutely right, Jack. Huge turnaround. And that's why Coach Ford is in consideration for Coach of the Year.
Mathiang scores from underneath as well. Taipans 8 of 14 from the field in this first quarter. Illawarra 5 of 12. Ding Ding is huge in the last 4 games for the Hawks. Up top for Hickey. And a hold on the rebound. I mentioned Deng Deng. He's averaging 14 points and 7 rebounds in his last 4 games. Absence creates opportunity.
And playing for a contract, playing for a job, and he's done a really good job. He's been active.
He's been doing that his entire career, playing for jobs. He's one of those guys that's been around. He's got a good opportunity this season, and he's good enough to play. For him, it's about just finding the right set of circumstances and the right role, and he can absolutely feature in a quality team.
At halftime, we'll learn a little bit more about Shannon Scott. His first season here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Adam Ford called him the final piece of the puzzle when he was signed this season, and he comes from a famous basketball background. Scott, great pass.
Me and Ty, we have known each other for probably over 5 years now. So, I mean, before even getting out here, I talked to him a lot. He's very energetic, more athletic, fast-paced. I'm probably a little bit slower, strategic in terms of setting plays up and all that stuff. So, I mean, we really complement each other on the court. Yeah, we do a great job together.
He's had a great first season. His father, Charlie, was an absolute star in the NBA. Won a title in 1976. Three-time NBL All-Star, I should say. Was a 2-time ABA All-Star as well, and had a fantastic college career at North Carolina.
Olympian too,
yes,
I believe.
Gold medalist.
68.
Yep.
And a Hall of Famer.
Wow, that's good pedigree.
Great DNA, that's for sure.
Sir Adam Ford not happy with everything in that last time out. Jenna was taking a listen.
I was, and Gazy mentioned the lineup that's on with Cairns, and he looked at them all and he said, you want minutes and this is what you dish up to me. They've got a minute and a half to show him something or else they're going to the bench.
You know what? He's absolutely right. If you don't show up, this is a must-win game. You want to continue to keep the momentum during the business end of the season. That's a good finish by Mango as he flexes.
And this is, you know, as a coach to have this opportunity, and it's a big test. And these guys would play a lot together in practice. That's the advantage they have, that when they're preparing for games, and they should have a good understanding with each other.
10 points to 2 this run, Illawarra's favour.
Illawarra have done a fantastic job in the second half of this quarter. They floated, that's a bucket. We know that's a bucket. Can't let that man get into the paint in his left, with his left, to that floater spot. You kidding me? Bucket.
Of course. We kind of take it for granted, though, don't we? Because he makes we see the play, trail it in a drop situation, you're retreating. That is, it's a relatively, not an easy shot, but it's one that he makes look really easy.
Yep. And credit Illawarra.
You can win your way to party with Shaq. With thanks to our great friends at Reebok. Flights, accommodation, spending money included. You can enter via the QR code, or you can head to shaq.nbl.com.au. The fans have flocked to that competition.
And as they should. Are you kidding me? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hang with Shaq.
Nice.
McCall back into the game. And that's a turnover. Davo Hickey upstairs.
Ooh, love it.
Squeezed it in.
Only just.
1 point game.
Well, were they up 14 at one stage, Jack?
Yep. Man, it's just, this is the answer. At that timeout, that's a great defense. This is exactly what the coach wanted to see when he called the timeout. Coach Jackamas. Now they up one. This is how he just said, this is going to be the hardest thing that we're going to do. We have to fight, and they have responded.
The score was 18-4. Now look at it. Majuk Deng, much needed 3. What a turnaround.
Yeah, that's not to say that Adam Ford was being disrespectful at all, but he did go with a lineup that we haven't seen a lot of to test it. And there's the one Lindsay Gaze used to say, never give a sucker an even break, because right now, the Illawarra Hawks, they can smell it.
I told you it's a danger game.
They can smell it, Homicide.
They can smell it, can they?
Early.
It is early.
Are you ready, Murphy, for a second? We're doing that impersonation. McCall. It's off target. They've scored 20 of the last 25, Illawarra. Happy to take the pace out of this one. Shot clock's at 5.
Wow.
Deng Deng. He's off target. McCall screams up the floor for the Taipans. The spin. No good on the finish. The Illawarra Hawks were 14 points down and had 4 points on the board.
Yep.
They sensationally lead by 1 at quarter time. You're watching Friday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. You're watching Friday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The early signs were not good for the Illawarra Hawks. Last on the ladder, they trailed 18 points to 4. Jacob Jackomas said to his men, this will be the hardest thing you do this season to track that lead back, and they've done it. They lead by 1.
You're spot on, and it was relatively easy for them. They went with a different lineup, and they made the most of it. They actually had some experience against that particular lineup and took advantage of it. But it was an impressive start by the Taipans.
McCall with the steal. Shannon Scott blocked.
Great hustle by Greta. Scott thought he had an easy layup.
Will Hickey's played some good minutes since he's come into the game. Staying out there to start the second. Shot clock at 4. That suits Tyler Harvey just fine normally. Dumps it off to Mathiang.
Great defense by Scott.
Majuk Deng running the floor was foul.
And that last play wasn't bad, because I personally think that coming down and trying to, if there's nothing easy, exploring all your options and getting those shots in the last 6 seconds is better for them against this team. When you're on the road, you're undermanned, try and shorten the game, shorten the amount of possessions. But it just got too deep into the shot clock. And full credit to the Cairns Taipans. I think 40 might have had a few words to him at the based on the defensive efforts. And, well, there's no words can describe this Latrobe Legends competition. We are just the gift that keeps on giving. Homicide at the front right there, where he should be. Smack bang in the middle, running the show, coughing up Fitty for someone to win. Homicide.
Man, listen, look, there's been some great incentive.
Ridiculous.
This season.
Just
NBL23 for the fans.
With folk at Latrobe, throw one in from the centre line. Fitty can jump in. Ooh.
Miscommunication. Froling gives that ball back. Deng in the corner.
No hesitation whatsoever. So I don't know, I can't remember exactly when you were doing your very sharp work. Tyler Harvey just pulls up, pulls the trigger and said, I haven't had a shot for a while, boys, so I'm just going to let one fly. But I don't know whether you're around, but there's this Cairns Taipans team and the way they play, to me, it's got a lot of look of the Adelaide 36ers, the Phil Smythe Adelaide 36ers. They've got that nice balance that they can stop the machines and kick it around, but when they're open in transition, and you're open, you've got a license to let it fly. And just the look about it, just got a little bit of Adelaide 36er about it, of that era in the early 2000s.
Let's look at that Deng 3 on the Amy replay. Jacob Jackomas has been issued with a coach's warning as well. Majuk Deng averaging the best part of 8.5 points. 5 rebounds in his last 3. He's another in the absence of Keanu Pinder. Some more minutes, some more opportunity.
Yeah, the trusty veteran. You know you can count on him at both ends of the court.
Never short of a word.
Never short of words.
No, he's not. But he usually does it in good spirits.
Not for sure.
Never really too much. Well, I haven't seen it anyway. Too much venom in it. A lot of just having fun.
Taipans by 3. Sam Waterberg extends that lead to 6.
Taipans 6 of 13 from downtown. 46.2%.
We saw it in the first quarter. They can score quickly. It's the constant threat tonight for the Illawarra Hawks.
100%, Jack. They can flip it. Once they flip that switch, they are explosive all over the court.
He scored the first 7 of this second quarter.
Digging the jerseys too. The Taipans jersey.
Yeah. Tim Conrad.
Nice flash to the open spot. Trusty Tim Conrad. It's the easy 5-6 footer.
The time there they go to just a half-court 1-2-2 trap, a little bit more conservative than what we saw with their extended defense in that first quarter.
He's 5 points on 2 of 5.
Oh, man.
Pass inside.
Basketball.
Mango Mathiang hammers it.
That is great basketball. And there he is, giving the people what they want.
This is a very, very good pass.
We just split that defense.
Splits it, and then he had a little something to deal with. Saw Mathiang, and Mathiang goes up and throws it down with a high degree of authority. And a little hang on the ring, just to make it look a little bit more punchy.
And the Hawks are back within 2. They continue to hang around, and pre-game Jenner O'Hay caught up with their star Tyler Harvey, who's one of the experienced players in this team now, and he spoke about his younger teammates.
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of young guys playing for us now. Davo's been doing a heck of a job running the team. Lockie, Dang Dang's been great for us. I know he's not a younger guy, but he's been doing good for us. Mango. You know, we have a lot of guys having to step up, right? I talked to them about, you know, being a pro. I've never been on a team where these opportunities present themselves for so many young guys. Usually have older vets and, you know, imports that are taking most of those minutes. So I really told them to just cherish these moments, use them, learn from them, and I'm there if they ever need any questions, and they know that.
That is a really interesting insight to the way that
spot on
they are approaching this season.
I mean, look, man, you're the leader of the team, and you have to empower and encourage the guys that usually wouldn't be in these situations, especially when you're in last, trying to win games. This is who you out there going to war with. So he's doing exactly the right thing, leading by example.
And I think that's what we spoke about before the game, of what can you make of this opportunity? And for those younger players, it's exactly like he was talking about, and clearly he's encouraged them as well to make the most of this opportunity.
And on top of it, Gage, listen, you out there and you feel like you by yourself because you're the lone scorer. I'm going to need you to step up and give me something.
That's right.
So I'm going to speak life into you. Whether I believe it or not, I need you to believe it.
That is 100% correct, because if there's no other threats out there, he's going to be the prime target, even if they've got all sorts of talent out there.
And Shannon Scott took Dent down to the low block and scores. Taipans lead this by 4. Friday night at the Cairns Convention Centre. Andrew Gaze and Corey Homicide Williams in commentary. Jenner O'Hay courtside. Great to have you with us around Australia and around the world. Global audience for Friday Night Hoops.
Watch those arms on the cuts both ways, okay? Here we go, hold in.
Here's Adam Ford.
2.
He's been overly happy with the way things have gone tonight so far.
Good thing about this lineup that Cairns got on the floor, they can switch everything. All those on balls, they can virtually guard 1 through 5, all the players out there right now.
I mean, how can you guard that? You can't. Once he goes to that spin cycle, he got you.
Well, that's what you got to take the spin cycle out. Just force him one way and don't let him spin and rely on help. Now,
I mean, Lockie Dent was in front of him. That was a deer stuck in headlights. He couldn't do nothing with that right there.
No, that's right. And sometimes you just got to live with it. But with him in particular, McCall, he feels a lot more comfortable when he does spin. You don't let him spin.
Correct.
Try not to let him spin.
Dent concedes the foul. Let's get down to Jenna courtside.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention the last time the Cairns Taipans wore their black uniforms last season, Taj McCall had 42 points, so he definitely likes playing in these uniforms, and he started this game off great. I also want to mention poor Lockie Dent is just getting bullied in the paint this quarter.
They're doing it. You're absolutely right, Jenna. They're just targeting him, throwing the ball to whoever he's defending, and just going to work. And whenever he gets that close to the basket.
Well, that's right. And that time they had Hickey on him, so they made an adjustment, but didn't make much difference.
He's the game's leading scorer. It's Tajim McCall with 13. It's worked by Hickey. Snatch that one back for the Hawks.
Making the most of his minutes this half. We'll take that.
Found a way.
Unconventional. Wasn't the plan, but we'll take two.
Well, they just left him, didn't they? Just gave him an opportunity to step right into it.
And he is 4 of 5, 9 points. Nice take to the rack.
1-9.
By Bull Kual, he gets hit, and he, you can see the replay right here.
And it's this back cut here, that one right there that Ben Air bites on, and that's what opens it up. So good off the ball movement that allowed that opportunity, because if Air doesn't get there, it's probably an uncontested layup.
Thank you.
Bull Kual is the reigning rookie of the year. Has been a little quiet. Last 5 games, only averaging 5.5 points and 1 of 11 from outside. He's a better player than that.
Yeah, but I guess it's a little tough when you have McCall getting buckets, Hogue getting buckets, Ben Air getting buckets.
He's the one that's eaten into his minutes a little bit, and his opportunity, maybe not so much the minutes, but just the opportunities with shots.
McCall pushing the issue for Hogue. Gave it up for Ben Air. Sam Froling takes care of the rebound, his 3rd of the game. Swaka Bullock, head down to the basket, draws a foul.
And this is the other issue that Bull Kual's had as well. He's had some games where he's played limited minutes because of the foul problems, and that time there just a little late coming across to take away that drive.
NBL champion last season with the Sydney Kings, Wani Swaka-Bullock. That's now 3 titles in his one.
I was just about to say it's about 3 because he got 2 with Perth.
Yep, 19 and 20 in Perth. It's not bad for 21 years of age, Corey.
Not bad at all.
Well, he's really doing his apprenticeship when he's with those Perth teams. And the thing about it is he got to play alongside one of the greatest this league's has seen. And a lot of learning that you can do in that environment, and now getting the opportunity to play a little bit more.
Game's leading scorer is Tajee McCall. He's got 13. Leading scorer for the Hawks is Davo Hickey with 9.
There it is.
Spins, nice hands from Hickey.
You don't want him to get to the spin, but you have to bite on that first dribble. It's so hard. You have to.
But if you just take away that first dribble going that way, so keep him just going to the baseline. Don't let him take that first dribble to the middle, and keep him going and get some, whoever's guarding the basket is going to be there, and rely on that help. That's what now, when it's that quick, it's easy sitting up in the studio here.
That thing coming quick, Gaze.
It's a quick spin.
But I understand what you're saying. Like, you got to rely on your help, because that's communication. When he gets the ball, we need to talk, and we're pushing him one way only.
Correct.
Loose ball is Hickey. Get Illawarra moving. Tyler Harvey.
Attack. You got to attack. That right there, Sam Froling needs to put the ball up. He's right at the basket. That's an easy left-hand jump hook.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to gather himself. I don't think he felt like he really had good control, and they surrounded him. So they come and surround him.
Right there's one-on-one, Gaze. When you catch the ball that deep, you need to already have in your head, this is going up.
Oh, he missed an absolute bunny.
Harvey with the floater goes.
Anytime that man gets 2 feet in the paint, driving left, that is a bucket. It's too easy. It looks difficult, but that's his shot.
Yeah, it's that little floater. It's a really good touch.
Beautiful touch.
Froling's been called, I think, for the foul after the shot.
Yeah.
And because they're in the bonus now, and they no longer have possession because it was after the shot, we're going down the other end to shoot a couple of free throws.
2 shots.
I mean, let's just talk about how this game started. It started bad.
18-4.
I mean, well, it started bad for Illawarra. Started great for Cairns.
That's right.
Coach Jacomas takes a timeout, talks to his team, and tells them, this is about character right here. We're going to have to fight.
Yep.
And they have done that. They've been impressive since that timeout. Credit to this coach for believing in his team, and credit to them for coming out and playing basketball.
The easy thing to do would be to just drop your bundle, wouldn't it?
I mean, we saw that we saw that 2 days ago with Brisbane. We saw that. This is how you come out and fight. That's why I respect this team, because even though they ain't last, there ain't no easy wins with them.
Pass for Froling, knocked away. Swing to the corner, Shannon Scott turns it over. Characteristic for him. Harvey banks it home, and it's back to a 3-point game.
That's just a sloppy turnover down the other end.
Tyler Harvey up to 9 points, 4 of 9 from the field, 3 assists. And a steal.
Someone going down hurting themselves, mate. I'm more worried about the guy's knees than the basket.
Well, this quarter here we've seen
Keanu Pindus.
Yeah.
Feeling the vibes.
Bit of Kanye.
Bit going on with the music in the venue. Is that what we're seeing there?
You like this one, Drew?
Just can't quite hear it. Sure. Yeah, not familiar with the...
Has that been getting a run in the MG, but a touch the sky?
Oh, I tell you, plenty of doof in the MG. Plenty. Good bass.
Spoken like a real senior citizen.
Is that a bit senior citizen, is it?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Oh, we've seen this before. We've seen that before.
They trail that screen, and when you're playing catch-up with Harvey, it's hard because he can shoot that floater from so far out. You must have help from the guy setting the screener if you're going to trail and he curls like that. Otherwise, it's a high percentage for Harvey.
He's got 11. First Hawks player into double figures. They've been able to do a pretty good job, the Hawks, of stopping the influence of DJ Hogue.
See the trail there? There's a bit of help from the top, but it's too deep. So McCall sees what is happening, but you've really got to meet him well above the under 14 free throw line area.
The help has to come from Ben Air. If anything, you got to dare Hickey to shoot the 3 from the key.
Right.
That's where the help got to come from.
Hawks looking to take the lead back. This trip down the floor. This is a little sloppy. Hogue wrestles it away. Now he relocates to the corner and knocks it down.
That's beautiful.
Hogue is way more comfortable shooting threes than he is making layups. We've seen it in the last couple of games. He's missed some wide open, real easy ones around the basket, but just looks automatic. He's one of those ones that when he shoots a 3, you're more surprised when it misses than when it goes in.
Beautiful stroke from outside, correct.
And just good rhythm. The rhythm and melody on that shot right there is beautiful.
34% shooter across the season. 43-39 at the Cairns Convention Centre. And for every dunk in the month of January, the good people at Sportsbet are kicking in $500 to Australian prostate cancer.
Nice.
It's all for a great cause. We need to help to stop this disease by making a donation. For more information, you can make a donation or go to australianprostatecancer.org.au. Unfortunately, 1 in 6 Australian men will develop prostate cancer before the age of 85.
No, they're doing some terrific work in that area, and we've got to try and give them some resources to sort those issues out. And what are we up to, Jackie Boy? We've got to be 20K type area.
Oh, yeah.
Well over 20K.
Yeah, last night we were at 71 off the
70.
77 we're up to now.
Wow, that is
7-7.
great news. Well done, NBL, and well done to the players for throwing them down.
And we're only into the 13th day of the month.
We might get to the 150 type.
A lot of basketball left to be played in this month.
Nice.
That includes tomorrow. Brisbane will host Melbourne first, and then Perth and Adelaide at RAC Arena. It's headed for a sellout, that game, Corey. They're your people, the Wildcats fans.
It's going to be beautiful.
Roof's open.
Oh, the roof's open.
They must not be reading my messages.
Corey's won the Wildcats fans over.
No, I'm not so
It took
sure.
him 5 years, and he won them over.
I'm not quite sure. Everyone a couple over.
Just a few.
It's better than it was, let's just say.
That's for sure. Another layup missed.
It's going to be a goaltend. Ding, ding. I think he might have just hit the rim.
You hit the rim.
There you go. I thought right.
That's what you said.
That's right. It wasn't a real hard blow. Have a look. Right. Oh, did he? It's hard from that angle. It did look like it in real time that he did hit that rim. I don't think it actually had an impact on whether we're going to make or miss, though.
We're in the last minute. Ding, ding. Getting back on the foul line again.
Here's the replay. Goes up. I'm not sure.
It didn't look like he hit it from that angle.
Well, certainly if he did, it had no bearing on
the ball.
65% free throw shooter. We haven't had burgers yet.
Haven't had burgers yet.
Greatest promotion in the history of Australian sport. This
Man.
Every venue, you've got thousands of people yelling out Hungry Jacks. Brilliant stuff. And delicious burgers, too. Oh, the flame grilled number. Oh, my goodness.
Logan off target. Ding, ding. Top 10 in the competition as a rebounder. Looks after that one. Shot clock switched off. The Hawks trail by 5. They can put themselves a little closer. Harvey with 1 on the clock. He wanted a foul, nothing doing. The Hawks have made a game of this one, no doubt about it. It's 45-40 at halftime. You're watching Friday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
From Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised there. Grew up in a real big sports family. My pops played basketball back in his day. My brother's involved with recruiting and my sister's involved with reporting basketball. So, I mean, we're all a big sports family. My pops played for the Celtics, the Lakers, Phoenix Suns, went to the University of North Carolina.
Charlie's at the circle, up for the shot, and it's good! North Carolina has won at the last second. Phenomenal Charlie Scott, the great Scott.
I got an NBA championship with the Celtics, got a gold medal with USA, so he's been very influential for me in playing basketball and been a great mentor for me all my life.
Scott rushes to the hoop in traffic, gets it done, nice finish. Oh, who else? Shannon Scott on the biggest night of his career.
I love this team, man, the coaching staff, the way these players stick together, our family environment we built together, so I mean, I'm loving it out here. I mean, it's been one of my favorite professional seasons for sure. Me and Taj have known each other for probably over 5 years now. So I mean, before even getting out here, I talked to him a lot. He's very energetic, more athletic, fast-paced. I'm probably a little bit slower, strategic in terms of setting plays up and all that stuff. So I mean, we really complement each other on the court.
Scott, quick outlet pass. He's got McCall hovering.
It's a fantastic effort.
We don't want to really think too far in advance though, but we like the position we're in. We know there's a lot of games that we should have won. We know what we came here to do. We know what our objective is. We know what we can and cannot do. I think we do a good job with sticking to what makes us who we are.
Great to learn a little bit more about Shannon Scott, who's playing a key role with the Taipans this year, and as we learnt, comes from fantastic basketball pedigree.
He does, and he fits this team perfectly. He's a distributor. He knows how to get the ball to the right people at the right time, understands the game and the tempo of the game, and he's doing a terrific job.
Half-time has proven, Corey, as always, that there is no such thing as an easy game here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
I'll tell you this, that man on screen is really doing some serious damage from the start. 15 points, 6 of 11 from the field, and it's just his hustle and grit. He's such a hard guy to defend. In the open court, we know what he's going to do. He's going to go upstairs. He ain't got away with maybe 1 or 2 more steps, but either way, 2 easy dunks. It helps the cause, and don't you worry. Thank you so much. And that spin move right there is unstoppable because it's coming at such a quick pace. Very hard to defend, and obviously once he turns the corner, gets both feet in the paint, that's a bucket.
Yeah, real crafty around the rim, and Tyler Harvey down the other end. He has been, for the entire time he's been in this country, an offensive threat, and he can do it off the dribble. He's real. He can snake his way to the basket. And those little floaters, I don't know of a player in this competition, in the history of the competition, that shoots that little floater as good as this guy does. He's very tough to stop, and now when they're outnumbered, he's got a license to let it fly. What they are doing is getting it in the paint, but what they're not doing is shooting the 3-ball all that well. Only 1 of 9, not a lot of 3-point field goal attempts, relatively speaking, but on the other side of the things, the coin, the Cairns Taipans have come out, initially shot the lights out when they got to that 18-4 lead. But one thing we don't see up there is the points in the paint. And 32 points in the paint for the Illawarra Hawks as opposed to only 16 for the Cairns Taipans shows that the Hawks, they're finding a way in there, and that's something that the Taipans need to look at. And right now, if I'm a Hawks fan, you should be feeling pretty good about yourself. Yeah. On the road to the second-place team in the competition, only trailing by 5 and 1 of 9 from the 3-point line. Stay tuned, because we might be seeing something special.
They're getting to the back end of the season, Illawarra. We are as well here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Matt Campbell, their general manager, put it on the agenda today about next season. They were already thinking about improving their 2-19 record and put up names like Finn Delaney and Duop Reith and saying, we want a marquee player.
It's important. It's imperative they do that. Duop Reith, we know he was a stud with Illawarra last year, right? Left, he, took his talents abroad, and that's somebody you would want to get back in uniform, as well as this man right here who has taken his talents abroad. And if you can bring those guys back, man, that just strengthens up the local aspect of your club.
Well, they really, right now, they need both of those guys. You put both those guys in that team and transform, put them around quality imports. They've already got Harvey, I think, for another year locked in. Yep. So Frazier, perhaps, who's shown when he's been out.
Just quickly on Frazier, who's out for the rest of the season. Would you try and lock him away?
Well, based on the evidence we saw when he was here, you say, why not?
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to get someone better, that's for sure. And hey, the other thing is, too, if you're getting Reith,
you're going to have to open up the wallet. So cash. You need a lot of cash in order to get a player of his quality, because we know he's in China. He's picking up some loot.
5-point lead to the Taipans at halftime. Hawks fans, stick around because you're in this game and the third quarter starts very, very shortly. But with thanks to Latrobe Financial, $50,000 is up for grabs this season. Here's just a little sample of some of the entries. Jump online and put yours forward now. You're watching Friday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's the Taipans who lead the Hawks 45-40. Andrew Gaze and Corey Homicide Williams in commentary. Let's get courtside to Jenna O'Hay.
Yeah, I said pre-game that I thought the Hawks could win this, and I'm definitely sticking to that after a really slow start. Coach Jacob really pulled on the heartstrings of his men, and they responded. In the first half, they're winning the boards, which is a really great indicator of effort, and I think if they can just tidy up their turnovers, we could be in for an upset tonight.
Yep, that's for sure. We've seen enough of it. Well, like I said, only 1 of 9 from the three-point line. To be fair to Jenna, she called it first. Well, she did. Given that they've played a double overtime and a 7-point thriller, it's the evidence that she was working with warranted that type of optimism.
It's a nice start for Cairns.
Nice bullet pass, baseline.
Tyler Harvey gives a none too subtle shot.
Well, was it plenty of sort of mayo and all sorts of condiments thrown on this one? I thought. Have a look. Here we go here.
Oh, come on.
Barely in it.
Yeah, he sold it.
Yeah, sold that 100%.
Sold that.
But you don't give the official the opportunity. Just the raising of the elbow. Just can't, shouldn't do that.
We're good? Okay, here we go. Adam Ford was trying to question a couple of calls, and one he was just like, get out of here. Second place, Cairns Taipans, 14-7 this season. And in that is 6 wins on their home floor here at the Cairns Convention Centre. McCall spins and draws a foul.
Even in the post, he's giving you the spin move. You have to bite. He goes so hard. Because you know he can go that way.
But you see, he went left, he went right, he went left. Just take one way away. If you're going to get beat, just know where you're going to get beat and try and get some help coming that way.
Yeah, I feel you, man, but it sound easy.
No, it's not easy, but it's absolutely not.
He's going so hard, and you know he could beat you that way. You have to cut him off, and that's what he's waiting for you to do. Tough.
He's got that size advantage as well, and with that length and pace and the ability to spin so fluently, it does become a real tough matchup.
Dent started the game, is back out there to start this third quarter. Got off to a hot start of the season. Averaged 12 points in the first 4 games of the season. Things have petered off a little bit since then. Petered out, I should say.
Yeah, a lot of times when you can catch people off guard. When you start getting on that whiteboard on that scouting report, nightly, it can get a bit tough.
Shannon Scott drives. A little off balance. Here comes Tyler Harvey at the other end. Swakala Bullock wide open. That doesn't go.
Illawarra, 1 of 11 from downtown.
It is, and Tyler Harvey's having to do a lot of his work to get his shot with the ball. I think they need to try and work him off the ball a little bit more to free him up. It's got to be the focal point, but has to take some real tough ones.
It's deep from Swakala Bullock. Taipans ball from the baseline. Coming off a 9-point win last Sunday against the South East Melbourne Phoenix. They won 4 in a row, and they've won 7 of their last 9. They deserve that second spot on the table. Where did you have them at the start of the season, Drewy, the Taipans?
I had them. It was hard because I didn't know enough about, and I don't think any of us knew enough about their imports and the impact that Wardenberg was going to have. So I had a mid-tier. As Lockie Dent just walks into a 3 and helps the cause. Yeah, I had a mid-tier. Not in my wildest dreams did I think they'd be sitting in second place with a few rounds to play.
Yeah, me either. I wasn't even thinking about them.
It was interesting when we watched them play at the Blitz, though, and how quick they wanted to play all of a sudden. It made people start to think about them a little more, didn't it?
I just remember seeing DJ Hogue hit it like his first, I don't know, 6 threes. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Mr. Jim McCall. Some running repairs.
That guy's a tough customer, just probably retaped. As good as he's playing, you know he's not trying to. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers, and 4 steals.
This, what caused that problem, he goes up, look at the... Oh, didn't like he rolled it. They're the ones you worry about more. If you have a little tweak, you kind of know what it is. And...
the code word is touch.
Got cheeseburgers for the state of Queensland?
Yes, sir.
Good folk in Cairns. Oh, dear. That's tough.
A burger and a 3. There's a whopper with the lot. DJ Hogue buries it. It's 54-43. Big move here by the Taipans.
4 of 6 from downtown. DJ Hogue with 14 points, 5 of 9 from the field. He is doing work. Kicks it out. It's a drive by Scott. He replaces at the 3-point line, finds him. Bucket.
That's tough when you've been inside and you kick it out and it's the relocation that you get. That requires real discipline on the defensive end. And when you're a count late with Hogue, with his size, he can get that shot off and he's very efficient.
Starting Wednesday is round 16 here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, and it is Heritage Round. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. You can grab yours now at nblstore.com.au. Illawarra are wearing yellow and blue, which may be a little unknown to a lot of fans. That's what they wore in 1979 in year one.
Wow, that is...
the great Gordy McLeod was on that team, Drewy.
Yes, and that is... Well, it's an interesting look, isn't it? It's something you just don't get accustomed to. That's a beautiful jersey. This black number that Cairns Taipans have put together, very nice.
Now, this is a special blackout strip that they wear every season. They auction off the game-worn uniforms. All of the proceeds will go to IFYS Foster Care, which arrange carers with children, but in Cairns in particular, it's mostly for the Indigenous children in the area who are placed in care, which is of great importance to the community. And they're a charity partner of Cairns and have been since 2015.
Fantastic. They auction those off, did you say?
Every one of them, the ones that are worn tonight, sweat and all.
I'm not sure we want that, do we?
Push, shot.
What makes it genuine?
Pong coming out of the moment.
Cairns doing a really good job of pressuring Harvey from the 3, making him put the ball on the floor.
And that gets back to what I was talking about before. Running him from side to side. Now, it's labour intensive for him because he's got someone hanging off him. But getting some screens and working more off the ball. And the way they're playing, too, to me, it cries out for a little back cut. They're trying to not let him get touches. So open up a side, fake a little driddle handoff.
Here's another opportunity. Harvey turns and fires.
Coach Ford wants to talk about it.
Well, just a turnover. A couple of free throws, sloppy turnover. And Harvey with a license to shoot it whenever he gets it. Lockie Dent probably missed him on the early one for the layup and then spots up and splashes the 3-ball.
Does not need room. He doesn't need much room.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, my goodness.
And all of a sudden, it's a 6-point ball game.
16 points for Tyler Harvey, 6 of 12 from the field as well. This is, we've spoken about it a lot already, Corey, but this is Illawarra 101. They're not the most talented. They are down on soldiers, but they will not quit.
You can see the intensity in Coach Ford's face in that timeout. We were just up double figures. And you guys are messing around, and now it's back to a 2-possession game.
Well, they've actually been really good at taking care of the ball. They've only got 4 turnovers in the contest, so they've been good, and that one there just led to that really tough defending situation. And we think of the Cairns Taipans and their prospects of finishing in 1st or 2nd place. No easy games, but that's their run coming up. So a couple of difficult ones. Well, they're all difficult, aren't they? Perhaps right now on paper you say the Brisbane one they should have an advantage, but it's they keep winning, they're going to finish in top 2.
Mathiang sends that out of here.
And he told them mid-air what to do with it as he was going up.
No, time to, well, right now he's talking.
Great rim protection by the big fella.
Little flex as well. He loves a flex.
Oh, you're going to get the flex.
He loves a flex. And Mathiang got another one. That time it was Hogue, and he told him as well.
His timing has been impeccable.
Hawks down 6, giving it everything.
You see what happening, and that time they did try to work Harvey. Have a look at the block though. Mathiang goes up, swats that one away, and he says, "You want to come back again?"
I mean, just, you know, he's moving so much better. Game high 3 blocks. He's moving so much better as opposed to the early in the season, coming off a major injury. Played NBL 1, started to get his feet wet, back playing. He's been out for a while. He's come in and he's looking really good on the defensive end for this team.
And double figures 3 of his last 5 games too.
McCall's picked up his 4th personal foul.
They go to flex.
So we've got the 4 fouls, and the Illawarra Hawks, Mathiang with all sorts of advice for his opponents. Just
getting it done at both ends.
But this can be infectious. When you see someone here just loving being out there, getting it done, getting hyped, getting your teammates jacked up.
Hungry for a win.
And look at him, just prepared to really share his joy with the opponents.
Okay, one.
But McCall picking up that 4th foul. So this changes the options for Adam Ford a little as well. Could sit out at the very least the rest of this quarter.
Mathiang makes the bonus. That deficit is now only 3 for Illawarra. As Corey said, they were down 11 and Cairns were motoring. They've scored the last 8. McCall loses the handle. Things are looking a little nasty. Greeter upstairs. Mathiang crashes the glass. Greeter left wide open. That doesn't count.
Missed that by a long way, but he has the capacity. Just missed a lot of basketball. Perhaps still trying to find his way with the touch and game situation as Scott just comes and puts a calming influence on the game with that nice mid-range.
That's what he brings to that team. Whenever they look a little shaky, he's the guy. Get him the ball. He's going to make a high percentage play, make the right decision, whether he's shooting or facilitating.
Tyler Harvey sitting down at the moment. Will Hickey running the point. Plays through the contact. That rattles out.
It's a good take. Just missed off the rim.
Yeah, always on the move. Got his look and made it count.
Make up for that turnover that he. That's what you're gonna do if you're gonna give up 3. Let me give it back to you, coach.
Wow. Ding ding. Just steps up and knocks it down. That'll do his confidence, but it'll also get the Cairns Taipans thinking that is just.
That's a no-no.
You do not just take one dribble over the center line when you're up against that half-court trap, and this has been a really good conservative trap. That is, they give themselves the opportunity for something like this if the offense makes a mistake and you can trap them. Almost got the turnover, but they haven't really given up anything cheap. And that might be a little bit too, Cairns just not really attacking it, but been real effective, that half-court 1-2-2.
Mathiang one end to the other. He's going to be on the free throw line again. He's been a spark. He's courtside at Jenna O'Hay. What are you seeing, Jenna?
Yeah, I'm just always curious about the Cairns Taipans. We always talk about how they can flick the switch and turn it on, but I'm really worried about those lapses that they have during games and how that affects them going towards a championship later this season.
No, it's a good point, and when you get to that next level where the intensity picks up a notch, can they flick the switch to another notch? Because they're going to have to do it. And these little lapses that we've seen, even here tonight, and that can happen when you're trying to play that high octane up and down. You go through some periods where you get some shots, a bit of a shooting drought, and your opponent, if they're good enough to capitalize on it, but we keep trying to find little imperfections. You can find little imperfections with most teams, and they're sitting second on the ladder.
ball movement. Hogue swings to Ben Air. Foul on Madronya for a push in the back.
It's just good ball movement, good energy on the old boards. Find an open man and the ball gets to Ben Air, he gets a good look.
It's humming, and really good ball movement, unselfish. That one he could have shot. That one, you know, almost a shot. Could have shot a nice little floater, kicked out to a wide open one. Now he misses the shot, but their willingness to keep hunting better shots, it's a good sign. Everyone gets a touch, everyone feels involved, and that really does help calm the anxiety on the offensive end, because you know you're going to get, it'll eventually find you.
You're going to get a touch, hence the 21 field goals and 14 assists.
Tim Conrad back into the game with the rebound. Mathiang, Hickey, Greeter, Madronya, and Conrad out there for Illawarra. Hogue, Scott, Air, Majuk Deng, and Qual.
They've been able to get some rest into Harvey as well, which going in that last quarter is going to be helpful.
Will Hickey looks a bit sore. Cairns fly up the floor. Majuk Deng shooting the ball well tonight.
In that corner, he has been automatic tonight.
Well, that's what we've seen, not just in this game, but throughout the course of the season. At big moments, they've got enough talent to make big shots, and they've got a whole bunch of options that can knock down the three ball. Oh, there's the rolling of the ankle. Stepped on the foot. Just a little quick one. Hopefully he can maybe get re-taped up and get back out there.
So Tyler Harvey comes back in. Short rest. Mathiang has a fumble. Cairns wanted to travel. There's Will Hickey getting some medical attention on that ankle.
It's a good find by Tyler Harvey. He draws so much attention when he gets to the basket. Nice hesitation. He gets to the spot, draws 3 defenders, passes it off. Wasn't a travel.
No, it wasn't. He fumbled the ball and allowed to go retrieve it. Just a fumble.
Just a fumble.
Mathiang 2 or 3 from the free throw tonight.
Oh, there she is. There's my little baby.
Have a rest, Corey.
There
have a rest
she
for a
is,
minute.
mate.
Grab your water.
Beautiful little baby. And
Got a warning on the coach, behaviour.
Bit of action going on the sidelines as well. But anyone can have the chance to experience the electric MG ZS EV. It's a delightful experience to drive. And unfortunately, the little baby goes back this week. So it's going to be tears. And petrol station's not required. Just plug that thing in and push the pedal and takes you where you need to go.
What's your favourite part about it?
The fact that it's a complete different driving experience, and it's free. That helps. Very generous. Make sure you enroll in that competition, have the chance. A sloppy turnover. The Illawarra Hawks. They're the ones. That's not a forced turnover.
Can't have that.
And they've been pretty good as well. It's only their 9th, but that's one that, as a coach, there's certain ones you can live with. That's not one of them.
This way. Screen's good, mate. Screen's good. You bounce off it.
Yeah, that was a solid screen. He just tripped. Tyler Harvey with 16 points, 50% from the field, 6 of 12, but only 1 3-ball hit, 1 of 5.
4 of 15 as a team. If they could just improve that clip a little, Corey, going into the last quarter.
I mean, they have a chance to win this game, but you hit a couple from downtown, that really makes things interesting.
1-7.
It's going to be free throws.
Bonus free throws. Let's get down once more to Jenna O'Hay.
Yeah, just down the Hawks end, and Hickey's getting re-taped. Bit of a stinger, but he said he'll be all right, and physio has told the coach that it'll be 3 minutes and he'll be back in, so we'll see him in the 4th quarter, which I think is necessary to try and get Harvey off the ball like you spoke about earlier.
That's good news for the Hawks. Good news for Will Hickey. He's got 9 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists.
Wartenberg has been patient. He's only had 4 field goal attempts and hasn't really been in it, but I like his body language. I like the way he's not, doesn't showing signs of anxiety coming out and just taking crazy shots and really buying into what the team's trying to do.
He's like, I got that rookie of the year in the bag. I don't need to force a thing.
Yeah. Well, it's smart. It's smart, and I think you're right. I think the rookie of the year.
Who's shooting?
I got the award. We in second.
No basket.
Everything's good.
Hang on a second.
White ball. Side ball.
Well, on our list, it does show that's the fifth.
White ball. White ball.
They got the wrong guy shooting, did they?
Hold on a second. Let me explain. So we've got the foul on the ball carrier. We've then put the wrong shooter to the line.
There you go.
Shot the free throws. You're not allowed to do that. So you're not entitled to that free throw. So it's white ball. No, I'm not.
That's correct. 100% correct adjudication by the officials.
But whose fault is that?
That's the players. Don't send the wrong guy there. Now, mind you, back in the day, I was running that.
I was running there too. Let me get them easy points.
And you didn't have all the camera angles and replays to go back and check it.
Hoax stripped of it by Dent.
Travel.
Unfortunately, Conrad, little shuffle.
It looked awkward. That's why I think they called it. Whether it actually was or not, but it certainly looked like a travel.
And that's 2 turnovers in the last minute. Illawarra would love to have back.
Ooh, did that extra one? Probably was. Probably hit the ground, that extra step.
And they're in the bonus. They're in penalties, so that's 2 shots. Ben Air goes to the stripe for 2.
Well, Cairns just need to make sure Ben Air goes to the line.
Yes. And that's what you... I remember a lot of times, though, when they used to do that, and they used to send the better free throw to the shooter there, that we always used to say, don't say anything till he actually shoots it. Because if you've corrected too soon, then they just, okay, no worries, and we'll switch it over.
Switch you out.
But let them make the error, then they get the penalty, rather than notifying it too early. That is, of course, if you have the confidence the officials are going to agree with you that they, there was a little bit of tomfoolery going on.
64-57 at the Cairns Convention Centre. Friday night hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Harvey doing it all himself. Doesn't get that to go. Matt Diang tips it in.
Mango having a big third quarter and a huge impact in this game. Brings the deficit to 5.
14-7 for Mango.
There it is. Another example. When it gets tight, the ability to come in and knock down the 3-ball.
47% from outside tonight, the Taipans. Swaka Labullock, as easy as that.
You hear coach telling DJ he needs him to box out.
Jacob Jackomas has already called it. He said it's going up. Hogue had to give it up in the end. Air from a long way out. Hawks will get 1 meaningful possession to finish the quarter. New career high tonight for Mango.
14 points. Great effort.
7 boards as well.
Big energy in that third quarter he brought at both ends. And about, what, 3-4 blocks? 3 blocks.
10 seconds remaining. Harvey in possession. Charge.
Oh, they didn't even give him an opportunity to land.
White, 2.
Yeah.
Offensive.
It looked like it, didn't it? Here he is there. Gets under... No, to me,
that ain't the right call.
One, it's a flop. Well, that's right.
If he's got legal guarding,
Oh, did he? I thought there was a bit of flop there as well. Like I said, it's hard to tell. There he is, comes in. Did he get there before they adjudicated he was? So, offensive foul.
The Taipans in possession. Pass is knocked off. 6 points separates these two teams at three-quarter time. The Taipans lead the Hawks 67-61 on Friday Night Hoops. (67-61) on Friday Night Hoops at the Cairns Convention Centre. The Taipans have got a fight on their hands. The Illawarra Hawks are not making life easy for them.
No, they're not. And when you think that also you look at the Hawks and they've been doing it without any sort of real great meaningful impact from Sam Froling. And to think that they'd be this close with the players that they've got missing without Sam Froling having a big one is a bit of a surprise as well. Froling only got the two points.
Yeah. Genero Hay courtside.
Yeah, McCall's been sitting for a long time. He started that quarter, but with those 4 fouls, he came off with 7:54 to go in the third quarter. He hasn't got the matchup on Tyler Harvey to begin this quarter, so let's see how long he lasts and if he can stay out of foul trouble. But he's important for this Cairns Taipans team.
Former captain of Australia, Genero Hay courtside with us tonight. Andrew Gaze and Corey Homicide Williams in commentary. Spins. Conrad didn't get a body on Dang, and that doesn't go.
McCall's an interesting. He got nothing out of that spin, but he just feels more comfortable when he spins. He spun on the spot when he really didn't need to, but here we see it. There's a spin there. Didn't go anywhere with the spin, but just feels better about, I guess, getting that separation from the defense with that spin.
Fourth quarters have been an enormous problem for the Hawks this season. It probably explains the single-figure margins why they've been in so many games. Last in the competition for points scored in fourth quarters, second last for points conceded, and they've got the worst differential in fourth quarters.
That's when you're missing your imports, because those are the guys down the stretch that can make plays happen and step up for you. When you're short-handed the way they are, that's why they're not able to close games out down the stretch.
Flowing. Hands off to Harvey. It's off the front of the iron. A tired jumper from Tyler Harvey.
What he is, and you've got to be... I'm talking about the entire Hawks roster. What happens a lot of the time is they just throw it to Tyler Harvey in that last quarter and say all the very best, and they live and die by him.
Okay, you've been here before. Let me tell you, you have players, and it's no disrespect to players, but you got guys that are first through third quarter players.
Right.
And when it's fourth quarter, when it's money's on the line now.
Of course.
Guys are not used to making the decisions to whether you win or lose this game, so they're going to give it to the main guy.
Well, that's true. But I think the truly great ones have the ability to take that pressure and make other players look better than they are. And yes, it's got to be him, but not at the expense all the time of not relying and having faith on with your teammates, because sometimes he's taking shots that he's in the wrong league if he's going to make them consistently. But it's a balance. There's a balance in there. And sometimes they perhaps haven't got the balance right.
And that right there is incredible hustle by McCall, but it should never happen for Frawling. Frawling got to come up with that rebound. Nice three ball. Scott walks into that one, gets every part of the rim. Now right here, he got to come up with that rebound. He got to come up with that rebound.
No, you're spot on. And he's just been 1 of 5 from the field. He's got the 2 points. Only has the 3 rebounds to go with that. And hasn't played the same sort of minute. Only played 19 minutes in this one so far.
It has been a little symptomatic of Sam Frawling's season, hasn't it? We saw, and we highlighted pre-game, Tuesday night had 21, 8 and 8. And then tonight hasn't been able to get himself going. He has had a few of those situations this year where he can't bring 2 or 3 big games in a row.
Oh, he's a star. And the thing is, he's still got a lot of learning. He's still a young guy.
So young.
So you're going to get some of those variations with guys going through that, still going through that development. But gee whiz, if he's a stock, I'm buying.
I'm buying with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Young, 21?
Not sure we're going to
22?
Get
It's a baby.
Get the bargain basement price just now, but I still think there's a lot of upside.
Wardenberg on his way to the basket. Over the top of Deng Deng.
There he is.
The lead is back out to 9, which is a little more comfortable for the home team.
Definitely in the fourth quarter. They just share the ball so well. Up to 17 assists on 25 made field goals. With only 8 turnovers.
That drops for Greta.
I don't think Matty ain't got a finger to that, so that's going to be a 3.
Greta doing good work. 3 of 6 from the field. 9 points.
It's great to see him back out there playing.
Great to see him back with 5 rebounds and that hustle.
Oh.
Are you challenging or not? Here we go. Black ball. Hey.
Gee, I thought that came off the Taipans' hands.
Well, Jacob Jackomas wanted to have a look at the replay first, and Mark Mill, the official, said you're either challenging or you're not. And if you're not, let's go. So it didn't cost them anything. Deng Deng. Yes, please.
You know, ain't no hesitation when Deng Deng get it. It is a 1-possession game. Good hit. Deng Deng up to 9 points. 2 of 3 from downtown.
You were down 9 just a couple of possessions ago. You're back again. Will Hickey told to go by Jacob Jackomas. Harvey with his foot on the other side of the line.
It is, and just picked up a little early. There it is. Stepping on the line, over and back.
75-72.
I tell you, this is some real pressure time for the Cairns Taipans. The Hawks have done exactly what they needed to do. Stay close, make them feel it, make this a 5-minute game. Well, it's a 6-minute game right now because there's only 3 points the difference. And this is going to be a test. We've been talking all game about how the Cairns Taipans come up at big moments, make big plays, but they've just shown a little vulnerability. A couple of sloppy turnovers the last couple of possessions, and perhaps they can get nervous. When you're in a game that you're supposed to win, the Illawarra Hawks have done exactly what was expected of them, and yet another genuine opportunity for the Hawks to get a much-deserved and earned win, only winning 2 games all season.
It's 3 points the difference on Friday night hoops. The Hawks just will not go away.
Got to give them credit where credit's due. They've been down 9 points in this fourth, 10 points in the third, and they found ways to fight back. Aggressive on the defensive end and knocking down shots on the offensive end.
Oh, my goodness.
Turnover out of the inbound.
Well, maybe they're starting to feel that pressure a little bit. A couple of really sloppy turnovers for the Cairns Taipans to start in the first 4 minutes of this fourth quarter.
Harvey buries the 3. We're locked away at 75.
From the Kmart logo.
Now we find out how much nerve this Cairns Taipans team has got. They've been really good all game of coming up with big shots when they need it.
Great hustle
for this first ball. Mango Mathiang dived on it and would not stop.
And that's what you need to see by your teammates. If we can see the Amy replay, they get a steal. Tyler Harvey from the Kmart logo. Bucket. 2 of 8 from the 3, but that one counts. And look at the desperation.
That's it.
I need this game.
And you mentioned it, I mentioned it earlier on the week, when you have stages of the season when you can't make the playoffs, your characters gets tested. The Illawarra Hawks are passing the character test.
They are. I'm with you, guys. I am with you. Ever since the timeout in the first quarter, they have got their act together.
They've won 2 games for the season. They're in the hunt to make it number 3 against the second place Taipans.
DJ Hall gets fouled.
Inline ball, guys. Inline.
Sideline.
Nah, inline.
Baseline out of bounds. The Illawarra Hawks have lost you see it, their last 9 games. The last one was December 5th over United.
A long time ago.
And an easy dunk. The breakdown on defense by Illawarra. Gives up 2 points.
No such thing as an easy game in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Harvey foul. That doesn't go.
I like what they're doing. The Cairns Taipans now picking Dave O'Hickey up a lot earlier, putting a bit more pressure on. There's that breakdown. They both come out and hedge out to the shooter. And down the other end, there's the foul. But
I mean, they're doing such a great job finding Harvey. They're running him off of a screen, but once you're running him off of that 3-point line, if there's no help, when he's catching the ball going left, putting both feet in the paint, too much pressure on your defense. It's either bucket or foul.
We've got a coach's challenge here.
We sure do.
Now, to me,
What would this be
was
about?
on the shot. There was clearly, it wasn't a lot, but you could see that there was contact on Harvey.
The coach's challenge is unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Stand 2 shots.
Didn't think that had much chance at all of being successful.
Had no legs to stand on.
Watch.
None.
Gets underneath him, pushes him with the hips.
2 shots.
That was always going to be hard to win, that one.
Here are the Illawarra Hawks. We spoke about this pre-game, the single-digit losses they've had across the course of the season. That is just a great example of how they've fought and fought and fought, but there's the reality. They're 2-19 at the moment.
worst seasons in Illawarra Hawks history. Corey, with the way they've fought and the spirit they've shown, they don't deserve to be in that conversation.
No, they do not, but just very unfortunate with the bad luck with injury and just inability to close out any of those tightly contested games that they've lost in those single digits.
Look how close it is in that top 5 there. Woo. And, yep, the Sydney Kings, they're going to be in that top 2. And then it's just a dogfight all the way down to the 8th place Adelaide 36ers, who have had an opportunity the last couple of games and haven't been able to capitalise on it. Gee, Harvey misses one. But just the effort.
I mean, it's just, that literally is just effort, Gabe.
It is.
Bucks out.
Hogs, just, you heard Adam Ford late in that third about his rebounding effort. I think he's just seen the replay and he's got to look at disgust.
Maybe he needs to whopper his way to LA. 4 tickets, flights, spending money, accommodation to a game. Just grab a large burger meal at Hungry Jack's and enter your receipt code to win. Mango Mathiang all smiles.
As he should with the performance that he's put on in his second half.
He's got blood on the shorts, so he's got to make a quick change. And this is going to be real fun. He got the blood on the floor. You see Mathiang down the other end. He's got a cut on his hand, and we've got some tidying up we need to do. And a chance now for the Cairns Taipans just to have a chat about it. They've been outworked, they've been out-hustled in this last quarter. A couple of sloppy turnovers. And they've put themselves in a precarious position.
Are they feeling the nerves right now, do you think, Corey?
They would be,
Taipans?
because every time they've built up a double-digit lead or a 9-point lead, Illawarra have found a way to get back into this game. They can, in this game so far, their inability to put them up, put them away.
And they've had a couple of opportunities. Get to that early on when it's 18-4, and then there's been periods where they got double-digit lead and just haven't been able to get that next step to push it out to 14-16. Illawarra hanging around, and as such, they now find themselves in a very winnable position.
It's the Taipans by 1. Jenna O'Hay courtside.
Yeah, the Cairns Taipans' body language isn't the best that I've seen it. There's a few dropping of the heads. The bench isn't up and about as much as they normally are. This Illawarra Hawks team is gritty. They never give up. They're an annoying team to play against, and I feel like the Taipans are definitely feeling that. I spoke about the switch that they can turn on. Let's see if they can turn it on in these last 5 minutes.
It's all up for grabs now.
They're going to have to do something because Tyler Harvey starting to feel good. Mango, you know, we saw him in that third quarter at both ends, bringing energy and effort. Dang, dang. Greta. They come to play, and they're going to beat somebody. You can't continue to play this way and this good and keep losing.
Dang, dang misses the free throw.
On the back of that. Harvey misses well.
13 of 21 from the line tonight. I want that clip to be a little better.
Well, they go to a little 2-3 zone. The Hawks.
Wardenberg doesn't get that to stick, and Dave O'Hickey getting last quarter minutes again. Cross court for Harvey. Oh yeah!
Defensive transition put under all sorts of pressure, and they didn't identify and pick up the most potent player for the Hawks lineup. And that's an easy one for Harvey in transition.
First time they've led since the second quarter. McCall brings it back to a 1-point game.
Tyler Harvey is up to 25 points, 9 of 19 from the field.
How did they lose him on that last possession?
That's a better job by Cairns and Scott. Not going for the fake. Shuffles his feet a little bit. Travel. Turnover.
Well, they had the right action, so they're overplaying, trying to keep the ball out of Tyler Harvey's hands. So they run the little blind pig, but the timing just not quite right, and the Cairns Taipans get away with a turnover.
Haven't led since the second quarter, Illawarra. They have it by 1 at the moment. McCall short. Sam Froling subbed out of the game, and Jacob Jacomas going with Mango Matiang down the stretch.
He's playing fantastic in his second half.
Hickey with the rebound and the putback.
So is that man right there, Hickey, up to 14 points. 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds, 2 offensive.
Equal career high night for him. Just like he did in round 13 against the Taipans. Shot clock at 5. Hogue found the roll of Wardenberg, and he doesn't get that to drop.
It's just good offense. Using the shot clock, making the right play. Great dive, good catch. Now he goes to the line for 2. Just good offense.
Well, we're talking about big plays and big shots they've been able to make. They're a lot easier to take and make when you're that 3 points up to push it back out to 6, or you're 5 points up to push it out to 8. Now the big shot when you're 3 down when you need it just becomes a lot more difficult. The free throws become a little bit more of a challenge. The rim seems a little smaller.
Wardenberg takes care of the second. 2-point game. Second place Cairns Taipans are under the pump against the last place Illawarra Hawks.
And the Hawks have been in this situation many a time, so there might be some experience helping them make some decisions. Hogue with a good block and learning the lessons from those close losses.
And you're absolutely right. When you constantly in these situations and just barely not having the ability to get over the hump, at some point, like you said, you're going to learn from these losses. And will it be today that they get over the hump? We're going to find out.
They've already played a double overtime game, these two teams, and Tyler Harvey steps out of bounds.
It's great defense, good pressure. Sure, Illawarra would love that possession back.
They had a few of those.
Yet to win on the road this season, the Hawks. Their 2 wins have come at home. And Wardenberg does exactly the same thing at the other end.
25 fists! 25 fists as we drew it up!
Well, Illawarra get an opportunity back to capitalize on it. Capitalize on this 2-point lead.
Harvey, Matiang, Hickey, Greta and Deng Deng on the floor for the Hawks. Hogue, Scott, Wardenberg, McCall and Qual for the Cairns Taipans. Hickey gave it straight up, and Scott hands off to Hogue, who went to stuff it. Long rebound falls back out to the advantage of Cairns. The shot clock now at 7. Hogue with 14 points. Ball in hand. Off target.
Well, they want to run 25 fist. I'm pretty sure what Hickey did the last time was not 25 fist.
Harvey. No good on his little left hand. Hogue this time. It won't stick. Jacob Jacomas on the sidelines is saying, run the play.
Yeah. Well, he wants to go to something. So 25, it's usually going to be the 2 and the 5 man. And
1 minute and 25 seconds left.
And the 25 is going to be with Harvey and Mango, the 2 and the 5 man.
Here's Harvey short.
A bit more time to get better look than that.
Cairns can tie it up or take the lead back. They tie it up through McCall. He's been outstanding. That makes it 22.
And that's a tough mid-range hit, and that's something you live with. You don't want him going to the basket. Knocks down a tough shot.
Illawarra's turn at the offensive end. Greta worried out of it by Hogue. Good defensive possession by the Taipans.
Great defensive possession, but this is why you have Scott. Can he make a play right now? He's the guy that usually makes the right decision.
The Hawks reaching in are called for a foul. Look at the tension in the Taipans crowd.
It's going to be free throws. That's going to be the 5th. Here we see it. Dave O'Hickey. Oh, no, it was
Mango.
Mango with the reach in. Wow, they've had some opportunities, the Illawarra Hawks. A couple of turnovers, a couple of ill-advised shots where they still had time to explore better options.
They've been down double figures multiple times in the game, Illawarra. And on both of those occasions, Corey, in the second half, down 10. Couldn't help but think they've been valiant, they've tried, but it's about to get away from them. They had other ideas.
Oh, yes, they did. They said, this is a game we want.
This is a game that the Cairns Taipans need. You look at their schedule and what's coming up, some tough ones. And
New Zealand on Sunday?
Well, that's huge.
In New Zealand?
Because that's a double points, and when you're talking about top 2. But
and that's why you got to handle business.
Correct.
These next 36 seconds. And you know what? You're up 2 points, 36 seconds left. You got to rely on your defense right now. You got to get a stop.
Illawarra call a timeout. Jacob Jackonis will draw something up. The tension, the drama, Friday Night Hoops delivering for us once again. The second versus 10th, you wouldn't know it right now.
Man, you would not know it. Some really good basketball, especially as far as the intensity, and you got to give credit where credit's due. Illawarra played a hell of a game. Yeah, there's been some turnovers, but they're still in the game. It's one possession.
You don't need a 3 here. And I think right now, one of the greatest assets of Tyler Harvey, he is an unbelievable decoy. You know they're going to be biting on something. So draw something up that, yes, give him a chance if they don't, that you're going to free him up. But make sure you have a penalty for if there's a chronic overplay, how you could get something cheap. Because I think it's going to, those opportunities, the way in which they're playing Harvey and trying to, at all costs, keep the ball out of his hands,
right,
open something up
for somebody else.
For something cheaper.
He's their leading scorer with 25 points. 4 players in double figures for Illawarra, 5 for Cairns.
Okay, nothing over the line or it's automatic.
Tyler Harvey to inbound. Almost lost possession off the dribble handoff. Now slips over. This was not what they were looking for.
Absolutely not.
And I tell you this, I know he slipped, but Shannon Scott played great defense that possession.
It's they're going to the possession arrow goes their way, so they've only got 3.5 seconds. But it's yet another example where it's just putting all your eggs in one basket. And that's hard when you've got your defense geared up entirely for that.
Yo, it's so difficult because with 25 seconds left on the clock, who else do you go to on Illawarra in this possession that's going to deliver?
3.6 to work with on the shot clock. Mathiang will have to shoot. He kept it in.
He didn't need to touch it.
He didn't need to touch it.
And he thought he'd thrown it back on his leg. Here, let's have a look. There's the... Well, hang on. Was his foot out of bounds, was it? Because it looked like he threw it back in. Now, it's hard to tell on that angle where his actual foot touched the line.
Final 2 minutes, so they can review this call, and they will.
It's close. Here it is again. Look at right foot. Is that touching the line?
Probably. It probably told the lineman. The referee had the best angle, to be honest with you, on that.
Yeah, he's right there.
But he didn't have to touch the ball.
No.
No, you've got the whole clock now. Yeah, that 19-3 is all good. You've got to get over in 8.
Now the Hawks have got to play the foul game.
Well, I'm not playing until they get into the front court. I'm trying to get a trap and get a steal. Maybe an 8-second violation. They get the foul.
But Gage, let's go back to why did he touch the ball? It was going right back to him. Scott hit it out clearly.
Yeah, just let it out. Here it is here. Scott hit it. Now maybe he thought that perhaps Scott might have got there. That's the only thing that I can think of.
2 shots.
Shannon Scott, a 91% free throw shooter this season.
He's the guy you want on there. And nothing but cotton.
Nothing but. Sound beautiful, didn't it?
It was. That is pure. Two solid free throws.
Hawks don't have a timeout left. Quick bucket needed. And Hickey does that.
Timeout. Adam Ford's going to take the opportunity, I think, to advance it.
Career high night for Will Hickey off the back of that layup. 16 points, and we've been talking a lot tonight, Corey, about what next season looks like for Illawarra and decisions that they need to make. I think that's a pretty easy decision for them, isn't it?
Yeah, shooting about 70% from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown. And as you said, Jack, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, but 4 steals. And a guy that was coming in on this team to have limited opportunity. He stepped up big tonight.
Spent some time with Southeast Melbourne and Melbourne United as a development player. Had a breakout season for Casey Cavaliers in NBL1.
Yeah, he played for the Melbourne Tigers. He's been around Ballarat Miners, so he's been to a number of teams in the NBL1 competition, always been thereabouts, and now getting genuine opportunity and showing that he can play at this level. Been asked to do a lot, run the team, be the point guard, and yeah, he can do that, but probably more accustomed to the 2 or even the 3 at those other levels.
8.2 seconds remaining. Cairns cling to a 2-point lead. Foul Hogue, who's a 77% free throw shooter.
The problem Illawarra have is they don't have any timeouts, so they couldn't afford to wait and try and trap it, because go the length of the court in only 2 or 3 seconds. So they do the right thing, immediately foul, and they just got to hope that Hogue can do them a favour and miss one of these, at least one. If you're a Hawks fan, preferably 2. Solid from the free throw line.
Super
crisis.
We've already had a double overtime game between these 2 teams this season. The other was a 7-point differential.
Oh, hello.
Hogue keeps it interesting, but McCall got it back.
The chance, the door opened up. They put their arm in to open it further, and they slammed it back on him.
They sure did. Again, that's just effort. Attention to detail. Nobody puts a body on him. Comes in from behind, knocks it out of Deng Deng's hand. Comes up with the steal. Now he goes to the line to close this one out.
Good, smart play by McCall. Read it well and was able to get his hand in there without fouling.
22. Make that 23, 11 rebounds.
It's comfortably our Foot Locker player of the game.
4 steals.
Makes both. Now it gets really hard for the Hawks. Another heartbreaker for Illawarra. The three's going to count, and it ends up being a 2-point game. The Cairns Taipans survive, only just. They were pushed all the way, and they hang on. Shot doesn't count, so final score is 89-84.
Well, again, we take our hats off to the Illawarra Hawks, undermanned. You would normally expect to be a little down on spirits when you've only won 2 games, but they came in and played their hearts out. And the Cairns Taipans showed a bit of character down the stretch as well. They were tested, and our footlocker player of the game, when it did get tight, he did not shy away. He wanted the ball, came up with some big, big plays. That little mid-ranger to tie it up. And with 24 points, 11 rebounds and 4 steals, he gets the footlocker player of the game.
He dusted off an ankle injury as well to come back and have a big roll down the stretch.
He sure did, and this team remains undefeated without Keanu Pinda. Very impressive. Wasn't easy, but they got it done.
The Taipans are second on the table, 15-7 on the season. But boy, they had to earn that one. Final score, 89-84 for the Cairns Convention Centre. Cairns Taipans make it win number 15 for the season in the Hungry Jacks NBL. They now go 2 games clear in second place on the table. They defeat the Illawarra Hawks 89-84, but this was a genuine arm wrestle.
It most certainly was, and we didn't think it was going to be the case. It was 18-4 spectacular first 6 minutes by the Cairns Taipans, but then once the Illawarra settled down, they got the game more on their terms. They were a genuine chance. In fact, when they were up 3 with 3 or 4 minutes to go, you're thinking, well, this is the opportunity they get. But this man here, he had the 4 fouls, spent a lot of the third quarter on the bench, but he still ended up with 24 points, 11 rebounds. He does it all in about 78 spins as he goes to the basket, back to his right hand.
And just quickly on the Hawks, Corey, unfortunately, that's now 10 games this season they've lost by under 10.
You know, a great effort just down the stretch again. Their inability to close out the game. They had it in their hands, but they just couldn't do it. So here's what needs to happen. They're going to get somebody. I hope they get somebody because their effort has been there.
Well, they've got the Sydney Kings on Sunday. New Zealand will play host to the Cairns Taipans on Sunday. That's a big game as well. On behalf of Gazy, Corey, on behalf of Genero, Hay and our team behind the scenes, thanks so much for being with us tonight. We hope you enjoyed Friday Night Hoops. We've got a Saturday doubleheader coming your way tomorrow. Stay safe.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.